Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having me. This is great, actually, because I've always wanted to be a bit taller, and this is fantastic. So I'm Nick Kleiner, founder of Sandwich Sandwich. Some of you may know us, some of you may not. I'm going to try and keep this as chronologically coherent as I can because so much has happened in the last 2.5 years to us. So I'll try and keep it clear if possible. I'm a fine dining self-taught chef. And back in 2012, my wife and I opened a tiny sandwich shop in a tertiary suburb of Bristol. We were armed with a lot of passion and not much else at the time, and jogged along really nicely for about 8 or 9 years, building up to about 5 sites in Bristol. At that time, my son Josh and my son Izzy joined the business. Josh with social media, and Izzy with an accounting degree. And then things started to happen for us. All of a sudden, people were queuing to the door, then they were queuing down the road, and before we knew it, we had a brand. Today, we have nearly 240,000 followers on Instagram, and that virality really drives physical demand. It's not a case of people, it's an online phenomenon. The sandwiches, we believe, are very, very special. Got a little bit of a surprise for you later, but I'll come on to that in a minute. So let's talk about the history. Started in 2012, built up to 5 sites in Bristol. And then in 2023, we won the Uber Eats Restaurant of the Year in the United Kingdom. That was the catalyst for expansion into London. We did a friends and family round of investment, raised £1 million, and opened our first site in Gresham Street, in July of 24. I remember that the day before we opened in Gresham Street, we were doing some training in the shop, and Josh put a very simple story out on Instagram and said, look, we got 50 or 60 sandwiches here, if anyone wants to come down. And within 10 minutes, there were 400 people outside the store. City of London police came down, dispersed the crowd, said you can't do this. And at that point, it was like, something's really happening here that is very unusual. Gresham Street opened. It was an hour's wait for a sandwich, which we had to try and mitigate quite quickly, and we did. The following March, we opened in Mark Lane in the city as well. Again, averaging £15,000 a day in sales. More recently, last November, we opened in Tottenham Court Road. This was our first foray into the West End, and we have an amazing location there, and we are now rubbing shoulders with the best in class, which is what we want to be in the sandwich space. We really believe that what we offer is unique. Our sandwiches, they're not put together quickly. They take time. We concentrate on ratio of protein to salad, to sauce, texture, acidity, seasoning. Everything is thought through very, very carefully. So we now have 3 stores in Bristol. We have Mark Lane, Gresham Street, Tottenham Court Road in London. And then more recently, we trialed our new concept of pure grab-and-go locations. Such is the strength of the brand now. We believe that people recognize the logo, recognize what we do. We opened in Broadgate 6 weeks ago, pure grab-and-go. And more recently, 2 weeks ago, we opened in Paddington Station on the Barrier Line. We are a high-volume, lunch-led business, essentially, but that's changing. By the end of Q2 of this year, we will have developed our nighttime menu, hot menu, to become an all-day performer. That is very important to us. At the moment, our sales curve is far too peaked, and we want to flatten that quickly. So what's the future for Sandwich Sandwich? 15 more sites over the next 3 years, not just London, but also down the M4 corridor. We're looking at Reading, Swindon, Bath, Cheltenham. These sort of locations are really important to us as well. I'll finish by saying that we've actually got 100 sandwiches behind you guys. So I hope you're hungry. And for those of you who have never tried one, you're going to love them. And for those of you who know them, you'll know what to expect. So landlords, I think a lot of you know us already. Just come and get us because we really want to push forward very, very quickly. Thank you very much.